South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Get ready for the most massive madness party in Las Vegas. Join us March 19th through the 21st right here at the South Point Hotel and Casino. It's 3 straight days of massive video screens, massive food and drink specials, massive access to betting windows and kiosks. The only thing that's not massive is the price. Free parking and entry as always. Tip-off to the madness starts right here at South Point Hotel and Casino, March 19th through the 21st.
Looking to bet smarter? Get sports betting insight and winning picks straight from the South Point Hotel and Casino.
The favorite should be 220-ish, and here, you could lay $1.65.
So getting a plus 315 price here for this one to go to overtime. I like it.
Their strength is their defense. I like the under.
Join Sports by the Book Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific and bet your winning edge.
Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome in. First of all, to start off, thank you to the crew once again for coming in on a Sunday and putting together such a great show. Thank you to everybody who did join us yesterday for Selection Sunday and our opening line show. It was a ton of fun. We're looking forward to the week, and it's going to be a busy one the next couple weeks. That is a ton of basketball that we will get to. Chris Andrews joins us. In the back half, we'll talk about any line movements since we were on air yesterday, about 5 p.m. Pacific time, but we'll catch up with him. And the first hour, we'll dive into some things, some angles that we're looking at for the tournament, and of course, talk about some of tonight's action in some other sports. This is Sports by the Book. We are live in Vegas, live from the South Point Hotel and Casino. I'm Alex Way, alongside Ryan McCormick. You can find us 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Ryan, let's start with some of the fun stuff, because we did have some poll questions where we were asking everybody yesterday, some upsets they were looking at. We have one that will be live here soon for today if we want to go through that. And then anything else that you want to touch on, maybe trends or anything from over the weekend to get us started this week.
Yeah, well, first we did have JR in our chat yesterday letting us know everything that was going on in the WBC game with the United States and the Dominican Republic, kind of keeping us updated on 2-1, Judge throwing out Tatis at third. So that was good to see JR keeping us updated there. And now we are in the WBC finals and wait to get the winner of tonight's matchup between Italy and Venezuela. So possible rematch with Italy on deck or a matchup with Venezuela tomorrow. So that is our poll question for today. So linked in the description of today's video is who you think the winner will be between Venezuela and Italy and who the United States will face off with tomorrow. So, but going back to our results, talking about Friday, Saturday, those posts. Fridays was talking about NASCAR, as we did have the Pennzoil 400 here in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So it was written, hitting the jackpot. Which driver gets the win this weekend at the Pennzoil 400? Take your pick, and we gave you the top 4 odds to win there. So Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, and Tyler Riddick. Denny Hamlin ended up winning the race, so it was off of those 4 options. But the closest, or of those 4 options, Christopher Bell finished 4th. He only got 10% of the vote in that poll. Kyle Larson ended up getting 76% of that vote. If you did tune in to Gone Racing on Thursday, did have some winners from Jeff Motley, who had the best week of the 3 between Brennan Gaughan, Jeff Motley, and the pit crew. So good week there for Motley. But talking about Saturday, as we'd had a different WBC question, it was written, WBC title in view. Which team are you most confident in advancing to March 17th championship game from the U.S. and the DR? And 70% of the vote was fading the Americans, going with the DR, taking the plus price there on that money line. But United States ended up getting the win last night. So it was a good one there and an upset from our viewers' thoughts on that post.
I love a good rematch and revenge angle here. Are you hoping that Italy gets it done and the U.S. has a chance to revenge that?
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a fun game regardless. We'll either have the revenge angle or we'll have the exciting atmosphere with the Venezuelans and the other kind of thing you want to tie into it, but that we don't have to mention it here. So I'm excited for whichever team gets through and wins tonight for the meeting tomorrow. So it'll be a great game regardless.
Yeah, and yesterday was as well. So, I mean, it's been a great tournament. I just saw Dean Hilt said, what a great life, and it is a great time to be a sports fan. And just this entire year, 2026, it's been a ton of fun starting. And I think the Olympics kind of kicked it off and made this WBC even more exciting. So we'll see what happens tonight. I also saw, welcome everybody, that is our regulars. But Attila asked if either of us had a play on tonight, and I didn't dive in or bring my grandfather's power ratings because he did power rate each of these baseball teams, but I do not have that. So just off a feel or where the lines are, Ryan, do you have anything that you like?
Let me find what the number here is at the South Point for tonight's game. I mean, Venezuela should be the favorite in this one, even though Italy is playing some really good baseball. So I have to sign in. So yeah, give me a second.
I have to go to the app because I am not seeing it online here either. But we'll get you those lines. And then we do have 5 hockey games that we are excited that we're going to break down as well. So we will have some plays on the whiteboard on the ice. But anything on the app?
Venezuela here at the South Point minus 180, plus 160 on the Italian money line. A total is 10.5. with the over getting a plus 105, under laying a minus 125. And then the run line is even money for Italy, getting the run and a half, minus 120 for the laying the run and a half with Venezuela. I would tend to think, based on how Italy's been playing, this will end up being a tight game. So I would be taking the plus price with Italy plus the 160, or thinking it's a close game and getting the even money there with plus the run and a half.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, geez, a little undervalued here from what we've seen from them so far, but do need to check starting pitchers and all of that too. Yeah. See who they have left. But okay, anything else in the chat or that we need to catch up on before we move to tonight's action?
Christopher joining in, letting us know his bragging rights for the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament with a nice go Duke there. So they are in the big boy region with a bunch of name brands there. UConn the 2, St. John's the 5, got Michigan State, UCLA as well. So that region seems like it'll be a gauntlet. They also would be looking at a matchup with Ohio State and TCU in the round of 32. So definitely going to be tested there in that region for all those teams there.
Yeah, I do not like how stacked the East is and how tough it is going to be, because there are a lot of teams in that specific region that I was hoping to maybe make bets on to make the Final Four, and now they'll all be facing each other. So that's a tough one there. We'll get into some more angles. Also, yesterday you were talking about kind of bid steals in the smaller bid majors, and I want to go through all of those and kind of compare where they were seeding-wise going in the conference tournament, where their power ratings are compared to other teams in their conference, because some of them may have seemed like a bid steal, but could be at least second best, if not the best, in that conference. And I think we had a lot more bid steals last year. And I believe, and I'm going to go through it and look, but I believe that's why it was so chalky, because you didn't necessarily have the best going to represent the conferences and trying to take down some of these powerhouses. But I'm leaning more to getting some upsets or at least tight games this year, trying to find some dogs and some good prices there. But also kind of just looking, and we brought up Duke. That's the one we didn't really jump in chalky. Besides that, when we were picking some conference tournament winners, but
that one you had to lay a minus 550.
That's right.
So we were trying to give out value for that one, but Duke obviously made the most sense.
But kind of just like circling back again, and as we talked about, I'm very impressed with Matt coming in here and giving out Purdue, sitting there at 7-1, and then you had Michigan on the other side. So if you followed those two, UCLA did get the big win over Michigan State. That's what I was kind of aiming for there. Couple other winners, so it was a good week for us going into those conference tournaments. We'll try and keep it going.
Not only that, but you and Matt in the SEC. Matt gave out the Vandy at 12-1. You gave out Arkansas at 6. So either way, we were sitting good in the conference championship games for those for you and Matt there.
Love it. And then St. John's did get the win. Yep. I like that from a value, just at that 2-1. But we'll see what happens moving forward. That they got snubbed the worst. I really can't get over that one.
Yeah, UConn being the 2 there, St. John's being the 5. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. St. John's will be fired up.
And sending them across the country.
Yeah.
For their first game. I really don't get that one. And then even Utah State, I mean, having one representative for the Mountain West, and I think they could have been a better seed than what they are as well. But I think it's a good matchup for them, and they are a short favorite, so it's kind of telling you all you need to know there. There we go. You got all the matchups right there. Is that every region kind of? Yeah. Nicely done. Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the ice. Let's check in. Let's go through these 5 games. And as I was prepping for this yesterday, Ryan, I'm thinking to myself, geez, none of these teams that are playing tonight have really done a whole lot. There is one, and that's Dallas. That's 9-0-1 in their last 10 games. But besides that, a lot of these teams going tonight are under 500 in their last 10 games. But we'll see if we can find any value and any bets. I don't know if you've already dove in and picked some, but
there is a fun note for 2 of these teams, not in the same game, but 2 of these teams have yet to win a consecutive game off the break. So either going loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, or win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So we'll kind of point those out as well as we go through them. But we'll start up in Detroit, where the Flames are on the road against the Red Wings. Red Wings, a minus 175 favorite here at the South Point, plus 155 for the Flames. Total is 6 with a 120 to the under.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear which of those 2 teams, because both of these teams, I mean, we've got the Flames 3-6-1 in the last 10, and on the other side, we've got Detroit 3-5-2. I do believe that they should be this big of a favorite. I've actually got them $2, so a little bit of a difference there, 25 cents. And just, I mean, the Flames in every metric the Red Wings in every metric are better than the Flames. The Flames coming into this one 32nd in goals per game compared to Detroit's 21st. 19th in goals allowed for Calgary compared to Detroit's 12th. So I do think that's the right side. I don't know if I'm going to get involved. I did make it lower. I've got a 5.5. So sitting here at 6, it is a lean to the under here. You do have to pay that minus 120, but minus 5.5, minus 110 to the under. So that might be a play for me between these 2. I talked about Calgary's struggles offensively. And I mean, both of these goalies do have pretty good numbers. And I think we've been kind of fading Gibson more because of his win-loss record, but 258 goals against and a 905 save percentage. And on the other side with Wolf, 298 and an 898. So under 6, or maybe looking at that puck and a half. What about you?
So J-Main in the chat letting us know that's a lot of juice for Detroit. And yes, it is. They are really struggling coming off this Olympic break. First, I'll mention the Alex pointed out 3-6-1 for the Flames in their last 10. All 10 of those are off the Olympic break. So they are 3-7 on the money line coming off the Olympic break. Detroit, Alex mentioned 3-5-2 in their last 10. 9 of those 10 are off the Olympic break. So 3-4-2 off the Olympic break. 3-6 on the money line for the Red Wings off that Olympic break. They are coming off of a 4-game road trip. The Red Wings are. So first game back at home off of a 4-game road trip where they lost the last 3 of that 4-game road trip. This is the start of a 4-game homestand. So could be a get right spot. Maybe they're, could be trying to get the momentum back. 4-game homestand. Here we go. But in these 9 games off the break for the Red Wings, they are losing 2.9 to 2.3. So I think the under here is good. You mentioned the goalies are good. Offensive struggles for both teams. So that under 6 minus the 120 is good for me. I don't want to take that minus 175 with the Wings. Even though I've been trusting them this year, I would be more tempted by the plus 155 with the Flames and the struggles. But again, Flames are not a very good team. This is the last of a 5-game road trip for them before they have a 6-game homestand. They are 1-3 so far on this road trip, and the previous 2 were both decided by 1 goal. It's the second of 2 meetings between these 2 teams. Detroit won in Calgary back in December, so could say home revenge, but that was a while ago, 3 months ago. So only so much you can take into account. But 4-3 final there in Detroit. Detroit winning in Calgary, but either way, I like the under here, under the 6 minus the 120. There are 5.5s available with the juice to the over.
Yeah.
So if you are good with no push at the 6 and wanting the plus price there on the under 5.5, that's where we're looking.
I did just see that. So 5.5 over 125. So we're getting plus 105 probably on the other side.
Yep.
Going under that. I like that.
There's also minus 130 to the over. So plus 10.
Yeah.
But if you can find it and if you're good with no push.
And you mentioned another angle I like, Detroit coming back home, starting a homestand. This is the getaway day for the Flames, ready to go back home after this road trip. So you're leaning more to that plus 155. I'm leaning more to the puck in a half plus 150, but in agreement with the under here.
Okay. All right, to Madison Square Garden, where the Rangers are hosting the Kings. Second of 2 meetings between these 2 teams. LA won in home, so Rangers looking to defend home ice here against the Kings. But it is a pick'em, minus 110 on the money line, and a 6 with an under 15.
I know you hate the Rangers at home. I do think this number is correct. A pick'em. I have the Rangers minus 112. It looks like some places are kind of moving towards the LA side. I don't really trust the Kings right now either. 4-5-1 in their last 10 games. Another under that I like, under 6 here. I made this game 5.5 over minus 115, but I think that's a big enough difference to get involved. It will be Shesterkin, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let's double check that.
Yes, I see Kemper versus Shesterkin.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, another under I like. I mean, the Kings, we know this about them. They are tied for 28th in goals for, but they are 10th in goals allowed. And the Rangers, I know it's gotten a little better, but still their struggles at home this year at Madison Square Garden. So another under for me, under 6. What about you, Ryan?
So really struggling for the season were the Rangers, but they seem like they are a whole new team off of this Olympic break. They are 6-1-2, 6-3 on the money line off the Olympic break. They've won 4 straight games, covering the puck line in all 4 of those wins. The Kings are one of the teams I mentioned as we started the NHL segment to not win or lose a consecutive game so far off the Olympic break. They started with a loss, win. So Alex mentioned 4-5-1. They are 4-4-1 off that Olympic break. And they are coming off of a loss to the New Jersey Devils. So if you're going to go with the consecutives, it would be a win here, but it's really hard to go against the Rangers, who feel like a new team, 6-1-2 off the break. So I think the pick'em is right. I know we've been making the point that the Rangers bad at home, but They look like they found some new confidence, maybe got rid of somebody in the locker room that wasn't doing too much, and is now playing against them tonight with this Los Angeles Kings team. So we'll see how that goes. It could be a very physical game here in this one, as leadership's going to be tested on both sides. So this one will be definitely be a fun one to watch. And so will the next one up in New Jersey. That is the second of 3 meetings between the Bruins and Devils. Bruins getting a even money price on their money line here at the South Point, minus 120 for the Devils at home. Total is 6 with a 120 to the over.
I am right there. Brian, you're right. The Rangers, though, they are actually on a winning streak, 4 straight. So got to add in a little bit for that, and that would be a lean to that side. But looking at the Devils here, I'm right there with this number, minus 115 for New Jersey at home, and 6 under, minus 115 here at the South Point. It is 6 over, minus 120. But nothing for me. I think these lines are just too tight here. You're basically just... You're picking, and I don't really have any value either way. What about you?
So, mentioned second of 3 meetings. Boston won the first, but that was also back in December. That was a 4-1 final in Boston, so they really kind of dominated that game. But Boston is the other team here playing tonight that has not won consecutive games coming off the Olympic break. They have gone win-loss, 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 and are coming off of a win in a shootout there to the Washington Capitals, a 3-2 final in that one. So if you're going off of that, it would be a loss here, and Devils would be good. But it is the last of a 7-game homestand here for the Devils before they go on a 5-game road trip. So maybe one more time to make the boys, the fans, feel good there in New Jersey. However, it is the first of a back-to-back for the Boston Bruins. Well, not necessarily, however, but first of a back-to-back for the Bruins. They'll be in Montreal tomorrow. So first of a back-to-back, the Bruins are 3-3-2, 3-5 on the money line. Totals 5-3, 5 overs, 3 unders. Second of a back-to-back, though, they are a lot better. They are 5-2-1, 5-3 on the money line. Totals 4-4. So I think we could be good here with the Devils.
You're leading that way?
Yeah. I think they've kind of turned the tide a little bit here. Now getting to defend home ice a little more than what they were really struggling at home for 3 months there after starting the year hot. But I think things have kind of shifted for that team. And I know I've liked the Bruins, but that even money isn't necessarily great. So
That's actually what I was leaning more towards the Bruins because they have been the better team for a majority of the year, but that definitely kept me off of it with how the Devils are playing better. I do have some energy, so I'm going to stay off of it, but should be a good one between those two.
All right, going to Dallas, who is winners of 4 straight after losing to the Avalanche. We'll have another note on that in a second. But Mammoth getting plus 135 on that money line, minus 155 for the Stars. Total is 6 with a 120 to the under.
I do not think this one is too juicy. As we were talking about Detroit in the first matchup, I like the Stars in this spot. Winners of 4 straight, as Ryan said, and Utah on the other side, losers of 4 straight. So kind of going in opposite directions. Plus just the fact that they are 9-0-1 in their last 10 games. You're getting the better team. They're at home. Ryan, I'm not sure the matchups between these two so far this year, but I'm going to take a shot there. Puck line, minus 1.5, plus 160.
Fourth and final meeting of the year between these two. Dallas leads 2-1. They won 4-3 in Dallas back at the end of November. Utah won 2-1 in Utah, middle of January. And then 2 weeks later, Dallas won 3-2 in Utah. So every one of these games has been decided by 1 goal. So fourth and final meeting of the year between these two. However, Alex, you did mention 2 teams headed in opposite directions. You mentioned Mammoth losers of 4 straight, Dallas winners of 4 straight. Dallas had won 10 straight, then blew a lead to the Avalanche, lost in overtime, and now have won another 4 straight. I mentioned the Avalanche point because that is who the Stars are looking at next. They will be in Colorado taking on the Avalanche on Wednesday. Don't know if it's a real look-ahead spot, but it very well could be, knowing that the Central's in play here in their next matchup. So could be taking it lightly. The teams have played very tightly in their meetings. I do think this will end up being another one goal game, score game. J-Main looking at Stars in regulation, getting a plus 105.
I like that.
Do like that. The Stars are 8-0-1 off the Olympic break. Have not taken a regulation loss. Their one loss was in overtime. So plus price there on the money line in regulation for the Stars. I like it, J-Man. I think you found a good one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, keep me off of that puck line after you just said their last 3 games playing each other. And good point, Ryan. We don't really use look ahead so much in professional, but I mean, if there was a team, it would be Colorado. And I do agree that the Avs are definitely leaking oil, Joey B had said. But I think that they'll get it together here. We'll see if they can tonight.
All right. Going to the final one with those Avalanche hosting the Penguins. So fun snow battle if you want to tie in mascots. 220 money line for the Avalanche, plus 190 for the Penguins. 6.5 is the total with a 115 to the over.
Very curious because I know Sidney Crosby has been skating and they speculated this would be the game that he came back. But have you seen anything?
I have not. Let me see if I can find something.
Okay. I'm kind of leaning that way. I do have Colorado minus 190 at home, though. 6.5 total, just like here at the sportsbook. But juice to the over, minus 120. So maybe that is enough of a difference there. I think we're going to see some goals. When I was looking through their stats, I mean, we've got the number 1 team in goals for 3.75 in Colorado. And then Pittsburgh, I mean, the reason why they have such a good record on the year, tied for 8th, 3.36. And the Avs are also number 1 in goals against, but have been leaking oil a little bit. And it will be Mackenzie Blackwood. I think Wedgwood might be dealing with a little something. But yeah, I'm looking at goals here between these two.
Sidney Crosby will not return tonight. However, Evgeny Malkin will off of his 5-game suspension. So getting at least one key veteran back there for the Penguins. It is the first of 2 meetings between these two teams. They will meet again next Tuesday. So they will this one will be one to watch if you want to play that game in 8 days. That one will be in Pittsburgh. 4th of a 5-game road trip here for the Pens that started and will end in Carolina. They are 1-1-1 so far. The overtime loss was in Carolina to start this road trip. So we'll see how things go. And they now have that meeting on Wednesday against the Hurricanes. Coming off the Olympic break, though, the Penguins are 4-3-3. Granted, no Sidney Crosby. That's been the same. Half of those games have been without Evgeny Malkin. So getting at least one key piece to their offense back. So maybe this one could be tight. The Joey B letting us know, yeah, the Avalanche are leaking oil a little bit. They've taken 2 regulation losses in their last 3 games. They are 7-3 off of their Olympic break. So would tend to think that this will end up being a tight game. That 220, I don't think is worth it on the money line with the Avalanche unless you're going to tie it up with something else. But then you risk the parlay factor there. So it would be tempting for that 190 for the Penguins and pull off the upset here in Denver.
I agree. How has their road trip been, Ryan? Because I know that this has just been a West Coast and was not good against the Knights. Knights 6-2, and then they had Utah. They did win that one, right?
Yeah, 1-1-1 on this road trip.
Okay.
So far.
Okay. Oh, I'm with you. Plus 190 feels like a pretty good price there on a team that could definitely be in this one against Colorado. All right. Let's keep it going. We'll do a quick little run through for our mid-major champions and kind of talking about bid stealers and kind of when you're looking at your bracket, maybe avoiding some of those teams to keep the run going, even though, I mean, you probably already know that because they're getting matched up against Arizona and these 1 seeds here. But I do just want to hit on it and kind of talk power rating wise and going through it. And Ryan, for anybody who didn't see our show yesterday, he has a ton of notes on each of these mid-major champions and their history in the big dance, the NCAA tournament. So we'll go through those. And nice, we got the tracker right here. Is that alphabetical?
Yes, it is in alphabetical order of conference. So yeah, you get to see what seed they were in their conference tournament, a whole lot of ones, but we're talking about bid stealers here. And then also their most recent appearance in the NCAA tournament. So you kind of get to see the 1990, 1994 for the teams looking to do something, or have already ended their drought now, but looking to do something even more, because some of them have not won a game in that last tournament appearance as well. So yeah, but we can get into it. As do you want to start with VCU being the 2, or would that not really start with Idaho at the 7?
Well, I'll say VCU, St. Louis, both of them are going to be in this big dance, but there's only like a 1-point difference, so technically would not really count that as a bid steal. Glad that we have both of them, actually, and we'll have 2 representatives for the A10.
Committee chair did also mention that VCU, had they not won the A10 here, they would not be in the tournament. So I guess they would be more stealing a bid from one of the last 4 in, possibly a San Diego State team there, but probably not San Diego State. They were one of the first 4 out. But yeah, VCU ends up getting the matchup 6-11 against Carolina here. So I know that's been a pretty popular underdog pick so far on social media as VCU over North Carolina.
Well, because of the injuries, and there are a couple teams coming into this, even though we know that they have been without. But all right, so 1-1, that is South Florida, which is correct. And who's our very first one? Oh, I got it right there. UMBC. Yes. Okay. And then we know Duke, and then is this Queens?
Yeah, Queens was a 3 seed in the ASUN Conference tournament. They are making their first overall NCAA tournament appearance, but they've got a pretty tall task at hand. So don't know if they'll end up. Yeah, they're going against Purdue. So unless Purdue gets upset again, go from Purdue. Goes from, I made the point yesterday, goes from being the 7 seed in the Big Ten tournament to being the number 8 overall seed here in the NCAA tournament. And they were the preseason number 1. Yeah, a really, really, really tall task for Queens to go up against.
Checking, really have them as the 2 in the ASUN, just behind Central Arkansas. They were the best, and looking to try and make a run there. But Queens, really, power rating wise, not as bad as I was expecting. And kind of power rate as the 171st team in the country. So, not terrible, but it's going to be tough, like you said.
All right, we go to a definite bid stealer in the Big Sky. The number 7 seed in that conference tournament would be the Idaho Vandals. Their last tournament appearance was in 1990. However, their only win in the NCAA tournament was back in 1982. When they defeated a 6 seed Iowa team. So 1-4 all time here for Idaho. Again, not a good look for them with what they've got at hand.
Okay, so this one is actually pretty interesting, because remember, I gave out Idaho at 12-1. That was strictly going off of the power ratings, and they're right there with Portland State and Northern Colorado, actually. So okay. Portland State had the 1, Northern Colorado kind of down the board, and then Idaho, which that conference tournament was also in Boise, so that helped like that one even more. But not terrible in that one. I do think that they are one of the best in that conference, but I know a lot of people have already crossed them out, as they do have
Houston,
which is a very tough task.
What would you have that, or what do you have that total at? It's currently at 136.
Idaho 70.1, and Houston, which I do have my actual sheet that I made there, but I thought this would be easier. Houston 64.5. So 135. Mm-hmm. What'd you say it is?
136.
Okay. Very close. Hey, maybe a first half under. I do know that is very trendy, and can see why.
That one taking place in Oklahoma City, so closer travel for Houston, but both teams do have to leave their state.
Yeah, Houston, right there, will always be in that region as long as they are pretty good. Okay, what do we have next here?
I mean, we can mention Purdue. since they were the 7. I did make the point. Yeah, they were the 7 in their conference tournament, number 1 overall seed going into the season, preseason number 1, and now are the number 8 overall seed here in the tournament. So Purdue is going against Queens. So we really already mentioned it there. But going to
I do want to mention though, now after adjusting from tournament play, I currently have Purdue as the second best team in the Big Ten. Okay. And I did not, because I didn't give up Purdue when I was looking at the conference tournaments. I am Illinois, Wisconsin, and the Michigan State are all right there behind Purdue currently. But going into it, I think they were all ahead of them. So Michigan 1 in that conference, and now Purdue 2.
Okay. Hawaii was the 2 in the Big West. Not necessarily a bid stealer. They're getting a lot of love on social media as well, but they have to go against Arkansas. So tough one there. To the Coastal, where Hofstra was a 3 seed. They are looking for their first ever win here in the NCAA tournament. Their last appearance was back in 2001, but another very tall task there for Hofstra.
Yes. This is an interesting one, though. Hofstra's got Bama, right?
I believe so.
Let's find that.
Yeah.
And Bama just had some news about one of their
That's also down in Tampa.
guards getting into some trouble this morning, so we'll see what happens with that. But do you think Hofstra is one of the better in the Coastal? So we'll see. Them and UNC Wilmington definitely. So like you said, they were the 3, but power rate right there with them.
Kennesaw State was a bid stealer here from CUSA. They were the 6th seed in their conference tournament that last appeared in 2023. That was their first appearance in the NCAA tournament, so this would be their second. They lost to a 3 seed Xavier back then, so 0-1, still looking for their first win, is Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State, with the adjustments, have moved up quite a bit, but really Conference USA pretty jammed and relatively the same power rating, 1 through 6. So we'll see how they do here. But yeah, it was definitely Liberty and Sam Houston State for most of the year, and Western Kentucky a little bit down.
Having to go against Gonzaga now, so good luck to the Owls. All right, going to 3 seeds in the Ivy League and the MAC. Penn for Jay Maine was a 3 seed in the Ivy. They last appeared in 2018. 13 and 26 all time. Their last win, however, came back in 1994. And then Siena was a 3 seed in the MAC. They last appeared in 2010. They are 4 and 6 all time. They did not get their last win in that 2010 tournament, though. They got their last win in 2009 versus an 8 seed Ohio State. So Siena looking at Duke. Not good there.
No, and it is a tough matchup for them. I do think they are better. What was their seed?
They were a 3.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. They're right there with Merrimack as the 2 best. Penn, the hardest thing is Yale is 8 points better. So the 1 seed in that Ivy League could have tried to win a game or 2. So I'm going to be crossing out Penn there for sure.
We'll make a mention of the 2-bid MAC. Akron was the 2 seed. They win the MAC. Miami, Ohio does not complete their undefeated season coming into the tournament, but they are still in it, rightfully so. But Akron looking for their first ever win here in the NCAA tournament. They are 0-7 all time. They have made now 3 straight appearances, so still looking for their first win. They've also made 4 appearances in the last 5 years. So I made the mention yesterday that the guys that have been with this program 4 or 5 years and have suffered these losses in the first games, definitely looking to get the monkey off the universities back and get their first win here for Akron.
Akron is intriguing too, because they are the better offense of the 2 between them and Miami, Ohio. And now they get a Texas Tech team that isn't fully healthy, so maybe could do some damage. Also really good 3-point shooting team. So I'll be looking at taking the points at least, and maybe a little money line that they could get over that hump, Brian.
All right, to Missouri Valley, where we got a technical bid steal from a 6 seed in that conference tournament, but you made the point that they are power rated the best in that league. So Northern Iowa last appeared in the 2016 NCAA tournament. They are 5 and 8 all time with that last win being in that 2016 tournament versus a 6 seed Texas.
I do think this one is intriguing because I'm really shocked with where they finished the regular season and then going into the tournament, but do really like their coach, and we talked about it yesterday too, but this will be his 5th tournament appearance. They also have 3rd best minutes continuity with their starters. So yeah, they're pretty intriguing, and I definitely have them power rated the best now in the Missouri Valley.
Patriot League, we got to play in there with Lehigh. They were a 2 seed in that conference tournament. They last appeared in 2012. That last win, their only win in NCAA tournament history, was in that 2012 tournament where they pulled off a 15-2 upset against the Blue Devils. So I know that their fans were chanting that they wanted Duke. They did not get put in the region with Duke, although they are playing in for a 16 seed, so they could have gotten it had they had Siena's spot, but they did not. They will be going against Prairie View A&M, who was a bid stealer from the SWAC. They were an 8 seed in that conference tournament. They last appeared in 2019. They are 0-2 all time in the NCAA tournament. Both appearances were in always have been a 16 seed in both, but their last was a first 4 loss to Fairleigh Dickinson, which was not the year that Fairleigh Dickinson pulled off the 16-1 upset against Purdue.
What seed did you say? Going back to Lehigh first, what seed did you say they were in the tournament?
2.
I think that is a huge bid steal because Navy was by far the best in that conference. So even though they're a 2 seed, but really it should have been Navy to represent. Prairie View, I do not see them. What seed were they?
They were an 8 seed in the SWAC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, they're 4th power rating wise.
Okay.
So, not terrible, but it is a lower mid-major anyways.
And the final real bid stealer was down in the SoCon. That would be a 6 seed Furman team, making their first appearance since 2023. Got a fire alarm in the building. Well, enjoy this in the background for a little bit. 2-8 all time is Furman in the NCAA tournament. Their last win was in 2023 against a 4 seed Virginia team, so they pulled off a 13-4 upset. So that was their Furman's last win there. But bid stealer 6 seed in that conference tournament.
Yeah, not too bad, but definitely adjustments. I wish I had where I had them before, because I know that did bump them up, but now it's 2nd in this conference behind East Tennessee State. So we'll see.
They've got our attention.
All right, well, let's take a break because Chris Andrews
is here.
Yes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll catch you up if there has been any line movement here for round 1 of the NCAA tournament.
If you're celebrating a special occasion or just love fine dining, you're in the right place. Come experience the crown jewel of South Point restaurants, Michael's Gourmet Room.
Welcome.
With over 600 different types of wines and magnificent dishes prepared tableside, you'll revel in the rich classic Vegas decor and the best black tie service in the world. This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
Heading to Las Vegas to catch the action at Allegiant Stadium? Skip the traffic and the sky-high room rates of the Strip. Book your stay at the South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa. The South Point is located just 7 miles away from the stadium, and it's a quick trip up the freeway, making it an affordable rideshare or taxi ride. And don't worry about getting here when you land in Vegas. We offer a convenient airport shuttle to get your getaway off to a stress-free start. Shuttles are also available on Raider game days for a small fee. So whether you're rooting for your team or seeing your favorite band in concert at Allegiant Stadium, South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa is your ticket to all the excitement.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Looking to bet smarter? Get sports betting insight and winning picks straight from the South Point Hotel and Casino.
The favorite should be 220-ish, and here you could lay $1.65.
So getting a plus 315 price here for this one to go to overtime. I like it.
Their strength is their defense. I like the under.
Join Sports by the Book Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific and bet your winning edge.
All right, we are back live from the South Point Hotel and Casino. Alex White, Ryan McCormick, and now we bring in South Point Sportsbook Director Chris Andrews. Chris, we won't keep you too long. We just want to check in, see how you're doing. And I know you said you've been busy nonstop since you put out opening lines yesterday.
Yeah, so we did a lot yesterday, and I want to congratulate you, the whole crew, everybody, including Ryan, who did a lot of work. A lot of research work on a lot of these teams that were somewhat obscure, so he was doing his homework while we were up there making the numbers. And we had a couple half-point moves this morning, but really I thought everybody did a good job. You, Vinny, Tony Sinisi, want to reach out to him. So I think everybody did a really terrific job. The rest of the crew, Nick, Tara, Doug, in the back room, just getting everything out there. So I mean, it really was very successful. I got to tell you, days like yesterday, like that reminds me why I love this business so much. Really, everything went well, and I'm very happy about that.
And it's a lot of fun going matchup by matchup, comparing what we've all got, and then you make the ultimate decision. But it's kind of easy to say now, right, that we haven't had any 5-point movers, and I think that you think we did a pretty good job.
We did do a good job, and I know we're patting ourselves on the back a little bit, but it's nice. True. We did a good job, and. You guys, your numbers, and I was texting with Tony this morning, and he's been, he worked for your dad, he worked for Roxy, and he was laughing. He said it was kind of like in college. He had to do a lot of homework these last couple of weeks, just to get caught up. Says next year is going to start with a month out rather than 2 weeks out to get everything ready. But he did a great job, and he was a veteran line maker, and I think everything went couldn't have gone better.
Very good. And now, like you said, kind of just getting some two-way action, both sides, small movements here. But you also brought us updated futures here.
We got the futures up. I was just telling you some of the things. I have to run upstairs. We're still way behind. I got to get the regionals up. We got to get the NIT odds up. We got to get the women's tournament up.
So refresh our memory with the regionals. Is that just you're going to put East, West, South, Midwest, and if you want to bet on that region and what
that's
the odds
another
are?
prop we're going to put up. So, I mean, I have to put up to win the region, like Arizona to win the West or whatever they're in. Then we'll have, so I have the, you can bet the conference right now, which conference will win the championship. We've had that prop for a while.
Yeah.
That just got updated. We'll have the seed to win the tournament. Like I said, we got parlay cards going to the printer today. We got teaser cards going to the printer today. We got the jackpot cards. We're going to have a separate jackpot card for Thursday and one for Friday. And it's $5 entry fee, and there's many times you want. Prize is $5,000. And anything we make, which we usually go over, but anything we go over $5,000 goes right back in the kitty. We don't make a penny off it. So
Just picking the winner, right?
just picking a winner. Yeah, just picking the winner.
For every
That's
single
been,
game that
and you
day.
know, obviously getting the upstairs, the ballroom ready, and not the ballroom, the arena ready. We expect over 2,000 people, and I heard from some friends of mine this morning in Pittsburgh. You know, they can't wait to get out here.
Nice.
We got a group there, and you know, anyway, I'm looking forward to a great week. I've told my wife this will be the only night this week where I'm home at a reasonable time.
I know. Thursday, Friday, Saturday too. I mean, just you don't
Well,
need to.
you
The
were
time
here.
goes fast. Yeah.
You saw how much action we did on those play-in games.
Oh yeah.
The Miami game was our biggest action game. You know, so a lot of opinions there. So we'll be busy Tuesday and Wednesday night too.
Parlay cards. You said those are getting printed today. Are you putting them out
Yeah.
tomorrow? Do they have the play-in games, or they start?
They will
on
not
Thursdays?
have the play-in
Okay.
games. No, we just have Saturday and Thursday and Friday's games.
Okay. Very good. All right, Ryan. You have any questions for Chris before we let him get to all of this?
Sorry if I spaced it, but the first to 15 numbers.
Oh, first to 15. That'll probably go up. I mean, I'm sure we'll do them for Tuesdays and Wednesdays games, but they usually go up like the day of the game. So, or I'm sorry, for Thursdays games, we'll have them up on Wednesday.
Okay.
Fridays games, we'll have them up on Thursday. And that's just become just a monstrous, besides the action, it's also the enthusiasm
Yes.
you guys have for that. So that's just terrific. So glad we do that too.
Well, it's gotten a little more chalky as of late, so you're kind of taking a shot, getting a plus price with some of these underdogs.
We're usually rooting for the favorites on those. It was very
Yes,
rare, but
on
we are.
those,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But all right, Chris. Well, thank you for joining us and
Okay.
checking in. Is there anything else for everybody watching too?
Boy, no, just stop by or check us out on the app. We'll have everything that we can. Parlay cards and jackpot cards, can't play those on the app. You have to come in here to do those. And
Do you know what time doors open and everything starting Thursday?
yeah, we say 8, but we'll probably open them a little earlier than that because guys start lining up about 5 o'clock in the morning. And as long as we have everything set, we'll get the doors open.
Okay.
We tell them 8, but it's usually been earlier than that
Okay, and you said expecting 2,000.
or
So-
more, probably more.
Very good. And practice. Take a couple free throw shots before
Yeah.
you come in here because it's humbling.
I want to see you nail some free throws.
I'm gonna have to practice. I'm telling you, last year I thought I had it, but no. And you see so many people airball, but so
Yeah, I'm not going to embarrass myself with it.
yeah. But it's a ton of fun, great food, great drink specials, the whole thing. So can't wait for
And
it.
it's a free entry into the party, plus great food specials and drink specials. That's our philosophy here at the South Point. We want to create a lot of traffic, and besides creating traffic, you create customers. We have more customer loyalty because of things like that that we do here. So.
Love it. And then you guys take great care of everybody who is making their bets, and your staff does a great job, whether they're upstairs or down here
by
at
the
the
way,
book.
the sports book's going to be open
And
too.
the sportsbook, yes.
So there's plenty of places in this facility to watch the games and bet.
Yes. We're looking forward to it. Okay, well, we'll take one more break. We'll get Chris out of here to get back to work. When we come back, Ryan and I have our whiteboards. We've got our plays of the day, and we'll let you know what else is coming up this week here on Sports by the Book.
We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day.
Thank you,
Plus
Chris.
a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south of the border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Get ready for the most massive madness party in Las Vegas. Join us March 19th through the 21st right here at the South Point Hotel and Casino. It's 3 straight days of massive video screens, massive food and drink specials, massive access to betting windows and kiosks. The only thing that's not massive is the price. Free parking and entry as always. Tip-off to the madness starts right here at South Point Hotel and Casino, March 19th through the 21st.
All right, wrapping it up here on a Monday. Get you out of here. This is Sports by the Book, live from the South Point Hotel and Casino. We will have NIT numbers tomorrow and Wednesday's games. Kind of looking ahead to that. Haven't seen anybody put them out just yet, but we'll have them and some plays. Looking at those basketball, really got to double check and make sure everybody is going to be playing. Don't want any opt-outs like the bowl games, but I do hate this, Ryan, for the Mountain West, where they just decided to send everybody to the NIT. I think they should have gotten at least 2 in. But anyways, all right, let's go to our best bets. But first, let's check in. How about some ticker trivia and our poll question today?
All right, going to Ticker Trivia, presented by City Light Shine, available at Lee's Discount Liquor Total Wine, and here at the South Point Hotel and Casino. We're going to do the question first, give you guys a chance to answer the question, go to the poll results, everything like that, and then hopefully we get an answer from our chat. So, question written today. In the history of the men's NCAA tournament, how many times have all 4 number 1 seeds made it to the Final Four? So, the chalk prevailing in the bracket. Also, I did want to mention, we do have 10 games with a current favorite of at least 15 points. So, pretty top heavy there. With the listed prices. But to today's poll, asking about what your winners were over the weekend. So wild weekend, which play did you cash in on this weekend? Gave you college hoops, Arkansas to win the SEC, following Alex there. NASCAR, Denny Hamlin to win the Pennzoil 400. The Senators and Jets to win back-to-back games at home, pulling off some upsets there in hockey. Or the WBC game yesterday, the United States taking down the Dominican Republic, which was the winner of today's poll. 56% of the vote going with USA over the DR, which was opposite of our poll or our post over on the YouTube page, where the DR got the majority of the votes in that one. So our live viewers having more success betting on the Americans there than our post voters.
All right, very good. And now we'll go to tonight's picks, and I've got 3 on the ice, and we had some leans as well. I was looking at tomorrow's playing games, and to Chris's point, I mean, this NC State and Texas looks like it's kind of moving all over the place in difference of opinions. NC State is the favorite at a lot of shops, and then some others. Texas is a 1.5-point favorite. My numbers actually come to Texas as a 3 points better. So I might be looking at trying to jump in and getting 1.5 here with the Longhorns. But that's just an early preview. Let's go to the ice for tonight. 1 under, 1 over, and I'm going Stars regulation. So shout out to whoever in the chat. J-Main said in the chat to take Stars regulation instead of going with the puck line. I am going to do that, plus 105. I'm going with a lot of goals in the Penguins and Avalanche, so over 6.5 for me in that one. And then Calgary and Detroit with the struggles, we're going under 6. So those are my 3. Now, Ryan, what did you end up with here?
Let me include one more for our guy Attila in the baseball game today.
There we go.
We'll go with the rematch happening. Italy money line getting plus 160 there. All right. 4 plays in pucks, 1 on the diamond. Under in Calgary. Not the over. Under. Calgary, Detroit, under 6, laying a minus 120. The Devils laying a minus 120 on their money line at home against the Bruins. Dallas, regulation money line win against the Mammoth, getting a plus 105. Shout out to J-May for that one as well. And then I will be taking a draw. That game to go to overtime in Pittsburgh, in Denver, Penguins versus Avalanche. So at least a 3-3 game going into overtime. will be a good winner for both Alex and I. And then Italy getting that plus 160 as a underdog again here in the WBC against Venezuela.
That's a good number. We're usually getting like 3-1. So plus 345, that is because Colorado is such a big favorite. But I like that too. I might jump in. And I guess we got a Sports by the Book stamp of approval. Everybody riding the Dallas Stars tonight. So let's see how that goes. Thank you, Drew Doc, for that one. All right. Well, Ryan, by tomorrow, we'll probably have our brackets filled out. Is it a one bracket rule for you, or you like to do a couple?
I do tend to do a couple. I do a rooting interest one, so I'll have my 6th seed North Carolina Tar Heels as a champion in one. Obviously, that one is not going to be my most confident one, but we will. More often than not, ends up being 2 or 3 brackets for me.
That's about right for me as well. And usually it's like the third one that ends up being a little bit better. But all right, that's it. Everybody else, enjoy filling out your brackets. Let us know tomorrow what you end up with. Maybe we'll talk about that. Who everybody's final 4 teams are on this Tuesday, since Matt Neverett will be getting ready for UNLV to be playing in the NIT. I was going to say, try and find some bets out there. I like the Mountain West going into that tournament, whether it is New Mexico, UNLV. Who am I missing? Is there one more? I don't know if SDSU is.
UNR.
That's right, Nevada. Thank you. So we'll
Also,
look at that too.
Colorado State.
And Colorado State. Ooh, they're sneaky as well. So I'm sure they're a favorite to win that. But Final Four, everyone, if you want to try and get that ready for us for tomorrow, we'll go over that and the first round of the NIT and the play-in games. More hockey, as always, too.
Talking about Final Four, we do have our answer for Ticker Trivia presented by City Light Shine. Again, available at Lee's Discount Liquor, Total Wine, and here at the South Point Hotel and Casino. So, question, repeating it for you guys. The history of men's specific NCAA tournament, how many times have all 4 number 1 seeds advanced to the Final Four? And your Ticker Trivia answer, presented by City Light Shine, would be only twice in men's NCAA tournament history. Since seeding began back in 1979, it's only happened 2 times. Back in 2008 was the first occurrence. 1 seeds of Kansas, Memphis, North Carolina, and UCLA achieved the feat, and Kansas ended up winning it all. Last year, the Chalk prevailed in 2025. Auburn, Duke, Florida, and Houston were the final 4 teams remaining, and Florida now looking to repeat as national champions as they were successful last year. So, Ticker Trivia answer presented by City Light Shine would be twice, and we got Dean and Attila to let us know the correct answer in the chat.
Very good. And that's why a lot of people are saying they think Chalk is going to prevail again, but I highly doubt it, as we have seen just twice. So, if you want to say Chalk prevail with 1, 2, and 3 seeds, then yes. But to have all 1 seeds, sure. All right, that's it for us on this Monday. Thank you, everybody, for watching live. If you are, thank you for catching the replay. If you are, please make sure and just double check that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Again, 5 days a week, 10 a.m. And then, Ryan, we've got 2 more shows coming later this week, as we always do. Do you want to give those a shout out?
Race Day Las Vegas comes back on Wednesday for our horse players, pony players, Wednesday through Sunday at 7 to 8 a.m. with Ralph Sirocco over on the @South Point Studio YouTube page. And then Gone Racing returns on Thursday as we've got another NASCAR race coming up this weekend. So Brennan Gone and Jeff Motley will lead you through that over on the @Gone Racing YouTube page on Thursday. That episode will premiere live.
And then I'm sure they'll all be hanging out with us watching college basketball after all of the shows are done. So looking forward to the week here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the crew and Jerry, Sean, Vince, and Andrew. Thank you to Ryan. I'm Alex White. This is Sports by the Book. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Same place, same time.